Welcome, old souls, to the channel. This is going to be a bit of a pre-message laid out here. We have our first card out is this 10 Sisters of Light, number 33. So some of you may be seeing number synchronicities in your midst. And it comes across as you have been in this world in different formations multiple times over the course of various cultural ideological differences, from family to family, learning and creating and playing your song through all of these various musical renditions. Like each one of these players in this depiction has a different instrument that they are playing, and it talks about how you are an older soul having come into this world to learn and capture different parts of different elements, to come in and have this lifetime of being open and aware of things that are beyond this space and time because of the links that you have to other timelines and other synchronistic goings on. And with Khadga coming next, this is the sword, Kali's sword, and it comes through with this. The two skulls here to me look as though they are a flip-flop type of an infinity loop here going around the sword. Like sometimes the sword is the beneficial side and sometimes it is on the debilitating side. And so it also appears to be over this bowl here. This dish seems to be something like a scale. And so it seems to be measuring our contributions in this lifetime. And so I want to first and foremost offer up that those of you who are having some timeline or score keeping, or oh well, I've done this, I've done that, I haven't done this, I haven't done this, and it seems like letting go of those things is more important than the manifestation aspect of recent readings. And I will say too, this is done right at the time of, is it the full moon? We have a new moon or a full moon. Just a second, let me check. So yeah, we've got a Scorpio new moon happening within the 24 hours that this is going to post within. And so that is what we're under the umbrella of right now. And so there may be a focus on some semblance of your life and its overall screenshotting your life. Like if you took a still shot of your life right now, the ledger it doesn't represent what is in your escrow, because things are not as they appear at this time. Be true to yourself is in the reverse. There's something that isn't the way it appears because because you haven't been true to yourself, perhaps. Because, yeah, let's keep going. So we have underneath the deck, we have the deep deck, the threshold, drink from the emerald fountain, an orchid priestess of destiny, another picture of her with another instrument, a flute in this lifetime here. It's like, they don't get caught up in the number of the 10 sisters or the fact that they're feminine. It's that no matter what lifetimes we were in, we were gathering nuggets of value for the feminine. And in this lifetime, we are bringing forward our own inner feminine essence, our ability to create, to nurture, and to cultivate something very captivating from the passionate essence of our soul, from this fire. This Krishnu card is the fire. You are fire. And it's something about, and with radiant moon of compassion and many hands of the goddess here. It seems like this is all talking about there's something very, very destined to the lifetime that you're here to create for self and for others. And that this this is creating, wait, there's the fault line and apocalypsis. Let's get to these two first. So the fault line and apocalypsis here is that there's some type of errant coding that wants to come in and interfere with this screenshot because things are not as they appear. We're also getting the orphan, number 5. Yeah, it's like this time you came in on your own, if you will. Some of you may be Generation X or Exennial. The vow, something that you've sacred encoded yourself with, this riddle. The riddle has been coming up quite a bit recently with the desert under the deck. Very interesting. So we're talking again about the ocean and about how to get the ocean moving again through our lives. And it was talking about in recent days about the element of the masculine that has been interrupted and elevated in our lives, and then having that essence be overshadowed by this idea of creating some type of like this being was overlooking this clay formation, the violet flame. So there's something being resurrected and helped here. Let's see what we have here. Internal explorer with that prayer from an early age, stepping through the high heart chakra, ecstatic bliss, with those hummingbirds too, coming under the orphan, and surrender. And the surrender comes under the fault line too. So that's interesting. So we've made a vow at our inner depths from an early time because of the knowledge that we had from these other past timelines or other information that was harnessed into our beingness. There is this element of being distanced from the family of origin. So some of you may have been in the foster system or adopted out or something like this. Others of us were born into families that we were born to outshine or outgrow. And there's this ecstatic bliss that comes through in the moments where we are allowing the snake, the riddle, to unravel itself into this fault line and surrendering to our own desert ways here. And it seems that we're getting all of this assistance from self and from the ancestors throughout this time when the veil is extra thin to transmute some of these old ways of being. Yeah, I want that to be the only code cards that we pull here. Throat chakra alignment with the violet flame. Exactly. There's something that needs to be transmuted. And I keep looking at this card and it's too hot to handle, too cold to hold. So there's this on-off switch that goes on in the ethers around you, this elemental essence that is responding to you. And so I don't know if some of you are really thinking about the evidence of your life at this time. Aries, first house, cardinal fire. Withhold judgment, remain curious, and clarify. All right, so to start something new in our lives, withhold judgment. Yes, remain curious. So I'm getting the idea here that there's something that many of us are pursuing that is needing to be re-looked at or moved away from. We're getting pretty privilege under the deck here. So there's something that doesn't look the way it is. I feel like this is yourself, that others think that you have some type of privilege based on the way that you look or something about the way that you keep yourself or the way that things come to you, the knowledge that you hold, this information that you're able to gain access to. And yes, okay, it is about walking away here, wondering if it is time to walk away from something, because the Khadga card is all about the balancing of our own energetics and how we are giving back or holding on to or digging in, or if we are really taking flight for our own inner passions. And so there's this element that has frozen some type of water. And as the water has frozen, the desert has come through. Secure, intentional, feminine, directed leadership, empowerment, potential. So walking away from this is going to help you to recapture this inner security. I feel like something that you've been involved in has been creeping into your vibration very, very slowly and casually. But it's time for this exponential growth at the time of this new moon. So there may be something that you are encountering that is standing in between yourself and further investment with this whatever it is that we're dealing with here. Could be the thing that we're considering walking away from here is something that it could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a home situation or a subscription to something that seems like what would we do without it, but it's not really doing us any good. And somebody may be needing to simplify their different subscriptions to gather their own directed leadership and gather back the information that is yours, because you're at this threshold and you understand how to drink from the okay, apologies to anybody who's sensitive, but I'm just going to say it because we already had the throat chakra out here. So it's like drinking from the divine as a child of the divine. Looking at your pictures, all right, so I'm not going to say it. Overlooked opportunity. Somebody may be coming back around, creeping in your energy here, and it looks like you're wanting to be available for that in flow, positive attitude, law of attraction, law of abundance. And there's some level of peace and solitude that you can interact with if you walk away from the same old story, same old song and dance. Yes, okay. So especially if there's something that has judged you unfairly here and you've been withholding your judgment while being judged, it seems that things are not as they appear. What is under this? You needn't worry. There's no one in your life that hasn't always loved you. Trust. They're just all learning how to show it, big sillies. All right, if you say so, universe. So let's see, anything else we've got? Oh yeah, portal guardian, tension, senses peaked, wound up for this next level download. I love that card. Isn't it gorgeous? Next level download. You are senses peaked, wound up for some chance encounter or meeting with someone. Could be initials QRS or T. And we have destined. Don't you dare look back. Just keep your eyes on me. I said you're holding back. She said shut up and dance with me. Little walk the moon. Very interesting little one-hit wonder there, I think. All right, and under the deck, oof. Yeah, we have block the roosters on your pathway here. And let's see what else we have in more serious news. Let's get us some advice from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle deck. So things are not as they appear. It looks like from when I was looking at the Oracle cards at first, it's like you understand how to replenish your energy. And so others are looking at you because they want you to have the answers. And there's something very much like it's either you're on the line all the time, whether somebody wants you to fix something or not. And so they're blaming you no matter what you do. And so 38 comes out, shedding the old. There's a change coming your way. Cultivate a sense of adventure so that you'll be able to see these new prospects. Exactly. So yeah, the sword comes through, this Khadga card comes through to encourage us to feel connected to this process and to cut through any of these ways of being or ways of hiding our throat chakra behind something that doesn't even bring through the things that we deserve. Look beyond the surface. Oh, interesting. 37 and 38 come out together. How cool is that? So avoid becoming distracted by surface issues. Focus on the underlying motivation, cause, or the beauty in a situation. Seek ways to bring depth to your world. Very interesting. So next level download. Let's get some cards for this next level download and skip our daily Dharma number 2. We're still going to be promoting the daily Dharma number 2. Collective awakening, the judgment card with the unicorn connected very, very intricately to the cosmic beyond with its horn up in the cosmic. Yeah, there's something more to this too. It's okay. The heart. Oh, okay. Wow. Macrocosm, 2 of Earth Guardians comes out below the deck. And we have this macrocosm speaking through the horn here of the unicorn here, and I was seeing its heart is just pouring forth all of these stars. Yeah. And the eyes on the stars, it's that you're helping other individuals to connect very deeply to their inner soul star. You're seeing through people in a way that challenges them. And so, yeah, it's very much this, the vines card comes to mind. That is probably going to come out. We'll see. The vines around its ankles and its legs are kind of grabbing at this magical being, wanting to keep it in a cage. So there's something that has kept you in a cage, and now we have 4, the sovereign cohesion, the emperor. This is so gorgeous. I don't work with this deck enough, do I? This is gorgeous. So you're awakening to your own what is best for you at this time. Naga of the Golden Lotus, the Empress directly after the Emperor. Choosing this for yourself is one of the soul lessons that you had to learn how to choose yourself during this lifetime. And that sounds very simple for some, but it's not, because we're so caught up sometimes in doing things in the way that we think that they are supposed to be done. Autonomous initiator, paladin of light codes. It's time for you to make a statement about some things going into this next phase. And I'm seeing this QRST card again here. Interesting. So it could be someone who you need to talk to. Look at those vines below. They're trying to gather up. That I saw something, and I don't think that I shared it on my page. It was a new person that I just came across, and one of her recent broadcasts said something about that the awareness of the earth is waking up in a new way, and that it was activating the fascial network of the earth, of Mother Gaia. And the fascial network, she was talking about the mycelium and the root structure under the subdermal layer of the earth. And so this contemplative solitude here looks like you going deeply within by maybe taking a few steps back in recent times into a place or a way of being that you used to be engaged in, and finding yourself growing from this exponentially, because you were coming back to do the right thing, and then being able to call the energy from the earth into the self, and through the self, through the crown, and outward through this collective awakening of judgment. And the judgment card in particular might be extremely relevant for your situation, especially that we have this Emperor and Empress card coming through together. It's like you are the Emperor and Empress, and everyone else that is around you in this situation seems like they have been operating at a lower level, and it's time for you to move on. labyrinth, 7 of portals, but can you find your way out? Because I feel like the deeper that you went on this contemplative solitude, this coming back in order to figure something out through this past situation, it's drawn you back into this maze, perhaps even like figuring out like how things happened, what things happened, and what to make of this or that, or what story to believe and what story to build from, and all of these things. It's like maybe some of the lesson here is not to keep trying to solve what went supposedly wrong, but to contemplate beyond the surface of things into that this was part of your destined activation in this world. It was part of this macrocosm that comes through all of these different layers of the masculine feminine embodiment journey. And it looks like in order to pick up the other elemental, whether you are masculine searching for your feminine, feminine searching for your masculine self within the other, within the external world, like, oh, will you love me? Will you love me? Or will you validate me? Will you approve of me? All of these things that we can find ourselves searching for in the things that we create. It brings us all the way back into our center, to this waterfall, the priestess of earth guardians, transforming ourselves. And look at all those download energies happening around her. And she's got purple eyes. Very interesting. It's that otherworldly gaze that we have. Heartfire, 3 of activations. You're being activated through your heart to be very responsible with this celestial tree, the infinite Akash, the suspended one. Isn't that gorgeous? So very much this heartfire activation is putting you back into contact with your other elements of yourself, the other aspects of your journey. Maybe you're looking at your previous lovers if you are trying to figure out a love journey, for instance, or finding out about yourself. You can look at your other individuals as well. You could even look at some astrology or look into detail about the astrological goings on. Like right now, for instance, with this new moon in Scorpio, everything is very, 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 well, we've got 5 planets in retrograde, which is one thing. Very, very, interesting. I think I'm going to be done with that one. And let's get just a couple of these and just finish out the reading. Anything further for this masculine, feminine, worthy? Look beyond the surface elements of this screenshot capture of your life and what it is, that things that you're trying to help appear a different way. Perhaps it's the people who are looking at it who are the skeptics. And if you were perhaps surrounded by a different group of individuals, you'd be speaking about different things. We've got fairy magic. And a few more came out as I was trying to get that. We've got voice and violet flame assistance. Your voice is being tempered at this time because it's been lost in fairyland because of you not feeling worthy, perhaps worthy enough to speak out on your behalf in the right order here. But there's something happening here where you're speaking about your own behalf here. And instead of being available for others, for their little enterprises, you're going to take yourself and be available for something bigger and better that is going to be more useful to your alignment. Yeah, the alignment of your throat chakra, and really sifting through that energy. So I think that's what we've got for you guys. Let's get you one of these animal totem cards here. We'll get that one. Lynx, Keeper of Secrets, a very priestess energy. Take time out from the world and be the simple observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see others' secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Beautiful cat energy, some priestess energy perhaps. And it's like to keep the secret and just tuck it in. You know, sometimes it's like, I can't remember how this goes, but somebody that I came across once was saying something about many of us are, especially when we come through and we start waking up and then we're like, oh, well, everybody else has to wake up. Hey, did you know that there's fluoride in the drinking water and there's da-da-da-da-da, and people are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so they shut you down and they start, there's like the gossiping and all of this other stuff that goes on behind the truth. The coyote is under the deck. Interesting. Don't take things too seriously, because you are the revealer of truth. Make time to play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look out for the traps and the tricks of life and learn from them. So again, this is reminding me to just offer up for other people that if you're caught up in seeking for something, you will find it. And if you're trying to search for different elements of your own journey that aren't enough, then you're going to continuously be in this situation of, am I enough? Am I worthy? Do I know the right things? Am I saying the right things? And it's just like, it's part of the way that things flow through us. And yeah, and so don't take things too solidly. What we give our attention to, our perspective flows in and gives us evidence that that is real, and it makes it more real in our lives because more of our synaptic neurons are charged into that thought or that aspect. And so when we talk with other individuals, this is something that we're going to have to recognize where these other people are at, and instead of bombarding other people with what we've been thinking about, or bombarding ourselves with improvement campaigns or lists of things to do, we need to, keep it very simple and make sure that we balance out our time, our effort, and our energy with the oceans of the waters, and not get tied up into obligations that don't serve, but go on to reach for this North Star aspect in our future. So I really hope that that is going to help you guys so very much. Let's give this a little nudge in the right direction. Okay, there's a deeper reason for each of your questions. Seek it. Guidance, attention, help, maybe. Love, always. Criticism, never. The question was what to give others, if anything at all. Isn't it fun being you, the universe? Yep, that's definitely one of the reasons that we've been caught up in this other thing that its vines keep trying to gather around our ankles and keep us there. Things are about to get really juicy. A little heads up on an addiction that affects all really old souls. Giving love eventually becomes an even greater need than receiving love. See, you're not strange. Love the universe. Isn't that gorgeous? The lower the price of your love, the higher its value. You're being watched by loving eyes. So definitely give yourself much more credit and let those other people stay tucked into their inability to see through something, but go ahead and help all of those other individuals that are going to continue to come to you. You don't need this other association in your way any longer, because all it's doing is undermining all of your efforts. So take good care of yourself. Until next time, folks.